It's official. The New York Yankees are about to get much better as they are getting a much needed reinforcement onto their team, while Aaron Boone is going to have to navigate one of the tougher situations of his career as being the New York Yankees manager, as the Yankees have an abundance of talent, but there is a lot of redundancy there, causing a lot of question marks that Aaron Boone is going to have to find an answer to, and we're going to break all this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're part of that 77% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily videos like this and much more. We got trade rumors, injury updates, everything New York Yankees. We do have a video on it, so you want to make sure to subscribe. But let's jump into it. There's a lot to go over with the Yankees, as there's been a lot of questions surrounding this team thus far and what will happen when Giancarlo Stanton does return from injury. Now, Stanton was dealing with more than one injury. He had tennis elbow in both of his elbows, so effectively tendonitis. And on top of that, what we also saw out of Stanton was him dealing with what was referred to as a chronic calf injury. So Stanton obviously banged up, but not young anymore. At 35 years old, Giancarlo Stanton is obviously not going to be that MVP player that he was back in Miami on the day. But where things stand right now, he is still one of the most important players on this New York Yankees team. He's been their long-standing DH for years now. And on top of that, what we've seen is a guy who's been very consistent. But for the first time in his career, he missed opening day, and he missed a lot more than opening days. It's June 10th, and we're finally hearing the news on Giancarlo Stanton that, as Brian Hoke revealed, Giancarlo Stanton will begin a minor league rehab assignment with the Somerset Patriots. And that is obviously huge. It's not going to take a very long time. Greg Joyce mentioned that the 35-year-old DH spent the last 2 weeks in Tampa getting plenty of live at-bats to ramp up his workload after missing all of the spring training. He also was dealing with a minor calf issue this spring, but has since gone through a full running progression to prepare himself for his return. While the Yankees have not yet laid out a clear plan for Stanton's rehab assignment, he's not expected to need too many games before he is back playing on the field, since he's not playing on the field effectively. This is about making sure that Stanton gets his timing down against live pitching in game settings before playing in games that count. When Stanton does return to the active roster, Aaron Boone will be tasked with juggling his lineup. And obviously that's going to be the big question here, is how are the Yankees going to do that? How are they going to get Stanton to play effectively? How is Aaron Boone going to navigate the situation? It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of talent on this New York Yankees roster, so things get really, really difficult when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. But what you do know is that you want to use Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, last season, he batted a .233 as the Yankees DH, had 97 hits, 27 of them were home runs, 72 RBIs, and 49 runs scored in the 114 games that he played. He had an OPS of 773, a slugging percentage of 475, so he's still hitting the ball with power, as he always does. The power has not lost itself at all. He has had consistency issues. Whenever he gets hurt, he comes back, and he's usually in a slump, and that does make things a bit more difficult, and obviously he is pretty injury prone. But when he's healthy, when he's on top of his game, Giancarlo Stanton is an absolute monster. And always come the playoffs, Stanton is a monster. I mean, in the playoffs last year, had a .273 batting average with 15 hits, 7 of them being home runs, 16 RBIs, and 9 runs scored in those 14 games. He was getting more than 1 RBI per game. He was getting more than 1 RBI per hit. The man was a monster out there. He won his first ALCS MVP award as the Yankees made the World Series, ended up losing. Stanton played well in the World Series, though. Throughout the whole playoffs, he had a 1.048 OPS and a slugging percentage at .709. So that's the thing with Stanton. You have to play him because the way he performs in the playoffs is way too important for you to not absolutely have him out on the field. But the Yankees, there's just a lot of redundancy at these positions, and it causes a lot of concern. Now, as Andy Martino mentioned, the easy part is getting him on the roster. You DFA Pablo Reyes, who wasn't contributing on either side of the ball, and the playing time for Aaron Boone becomes a challenge because now you have Ben Rice, who is the 5th highest average exit velocity in the league behind O'Neal Cruz, Aaron Judge, Alonso, guys like that. He's got to play. Goldschmidt has to play. So you got 2 guys for 3 spots on any given night. They're not going to use Rice at any other position outside of catcher or occasionally first base. All the talk about him playing at third, that's not going to happen. So it's going to be a consistent challenge for Aaron Boone. And on top of that, Greg Joyce mentioned that Stanton is unlikely to play every day, especially early on as he settles back in. Rice and Grisham have cooled off after their blistering starts, though. Rice is still hitting the ball harder than average most or anyone really in the league outside of a few guys. Aaron Boone is said on Friday that he still liked the quality at bats that Grisham was taking. Rice, who has received the bulk of DH at bats in Stanton's absence, can spell Goldschmidt on occasion at first base, especially against righty starters. He also has been getting regular defensive work at catcher, his natural position, before most games, though he's yet to have a start there this season, so it does make things a bit difficult. Now, yes, there can be days when Austin Wells can take off, and what we'll see is the New York Yankees be able to use the team with Ben Rice at catcher, Paul Goldschmidt at first base, Stanton at DH, and even still you have 4 outfielders that, you know, you can't play all of them. At the same time, you're also sitting Austin Wells, and you have a below average third baseman and second, or, well, I guess Jazz is back now and he's playing third base. So you have a below average second baseman in DJ LeMahieu. Now, LeMahieu's had his moments, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's been completely useless this season, but it's clear that the writing's on the wall and that he's aging and that he's better as a platoon guy at this time. So they do have to figure that situation out. I mean, they tried playing Goldschmidt at second base in some reps in practice. That is not the move at all. Please don't do that. But it does become a situation and you have to figure out where you go from here. I mean, Ben Rice has been awesome this season. In 191 at-bats, he's got a 241 average. He's got an 825 OPS and a 129 OPS plus. Again, not the start to the year that he was having, but still he's having a very good season, showing that he is going to be a huge part of the Yankees' future. Has 12 home runs as well. He's having a good season. On top of that, Paul Goldschmidt's having a great season. The man's got a 1.6 WAR. He's got a batting average of 312. He's hit 7 home runs. He's got an OPS of 833 and an OPS plus of 134. The man's been excellent. You can't bench Paul Goldschmidt. You can't take him out of his rhythm at first base because he's just been an all-star thus far. So you need to keep Goldie in there as well. This is what makes things difficult. And you look at everybody on this roster and you kind of have to figure out who's the odd man out. I mean, Jason Dominguez has been taking some at-bats at DH as well, having a 236 average in the process and a 730 OPS, 105 OPS plus. So he's hitting the worst, and he's still hitting league average. So it's not even like he's playing poorly. He's also stealing bases well. He's getting RBIs. He's hitting with power. He's getting things under control. So also, like, Dominguez becomes a guy who gets implicated in this. Trent Grisham, because he's one of the outfielders, gets implicated in this. He's got 13 home runs, batting at 240, has an OPS of 825, a 130 OPS plus. He's been great, especially considering he's an excellent outfielder as well when it comes to fielding. Cody Bellinger is really starting to heat up. His OPS is now at a 790. He's absolutely hitting the ball with contact after being in the ones in the early part of the year. He's now batting at 261, so he just started cold because now he's got things going. He's been hitting really well. He's stealing bases. He's got 9 home runs. He's been what you would have asked for out of Cody Bellinger at the beginning of this season. So everybody is kind of piling on and showing that they all sort of deserve these innings to be played in these games, and there's only so many guys that they could play. A huge bummer out of all of this is the fact that you're just missing an infielder too. Like, it's why I kind of like the idea of moving Ben Rice to third base, because he moved Jazz to second. And yeah, you're still going to have to rotate a bit with the DH stuff, but it fixes the situation as much as anything can. I understand the fear of throwing Ben Rice into a new position for the first time and telling him, figure it out. But he's been a catcher his entire career. He could play third. If you could catch, you could probably play third base. I know it's not the same position. You got to field balls and everything. But at the same time, if you could play catcher, it's not shortstop that we're asking him to play. It's not middle infield. It's not the outfield. We're asking him to play third base. He should be able to do that. He's got the arm. He's a good fielder. He's been a good fielder at first base. So he should be able to do that for them. And that is sort of the obvious move if you ask me. Or you have to make some sort of trade somehow. And you got to figure out who you're going to move and figure all that situation out, which also becomes its own conversation in itself. But the Yankees are going to have to figure this one out. It's going to be interesting to see what Aaron Boone does to figure this out. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you want to see happen? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.